Hello folks, right, we're up to round 7 now, so I'm going to just put the rose on my hook in preparation. And so what we're doing is very similar to round 5. So we're bending our petals back and we're looking for this double here. And it's a double that's already attached to another double, so it might not be as easy for you to identify. But what we're looking for is this here, this double here. So that's where we're joining and where we will be looking to put a double crochet as we go around. So I'll join with right side facing, so I'll fold my petals over just as I have, and again just use a needle so you can tease out the bits of yarn that you need. But you need to go through too, so you've got a good anchor for your stitch. Okay, so we do a double, unless you're obviously using the method where you're chaining one and then doing a double afterwards. That's perfectly fine. And on this one we are working 5 chains in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Rotate your flower and just bend it over. You can just see those 2 strands there in the lily that we need to pick up. Again, if you're having trouble getting your hook in even after you've identified them and given them a bit of a tug, just drop down a hook size or 2 to allow you to get in and at least pull your yarn through, and then you can change your hook back. So we need 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm going to do that again. Pulled it too tight there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be no good if my chain was too tight. So that's where we need to be. In we go. And a double and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, not always clear where you need to be, so sometimes you just give the stitches a helping hand to identify themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Oh, there again, it's those 2 there. So in we go. There we are. Double and 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rotate and identify the next double, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rotate and we'll just pull this up again. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nearly back to where we started. So we've got this one pulled up the other colour at the same time by mistake. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're back to where we were. So we're slip stitching in the very first stitch, double crochet, and I'll just weave my end in. So that's what we're looking like on the back. Again, if you prefer to do the chains on the back so you can see where you're going, that's fine. Just remember, when you come to do the next round, the petals, you need to be turning it so that the right part, the right side of your work's facing you, so that your petals are the right side facing too. unless you like the look of the other way. It's entirely up to you. I'll just weave this in, so I know I'm going to crochet over it. And it's just the same method I use all the way up and down the chains. It doesn't really matter which loop you choose to weave through here, because it's all going to be encased in stitches. So okay, so that is round 7, and now we're moving on to round 8. So in round 8 we are doing the petals in rows. So from our slip stitch to join here, we're chaining 1, and I'm just bending my petals over so I can see where I need to be. So our first stitch is a double, and we're working in the chain space here, the space created by this chain only. We're not working anywhere else. So we're doing 1 double, then a treble, a half treble, sorry, then a treble, and then we are doing 4 double trebles. So this is where we're wrapping the yarn around our hook twice. So we go through 2, through 2, through 2, and we're doing 4 of those. 1, 2, 2 and 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1 more, 2, 2 and 2. Then we're doing a treble, a half treble, and a double, all in that one chain space, and that creates petal number 1. So we'll continue and go into, so we're not doing anything with this double crochet anchor here, we're just working straight into the next chain space. So it's a double, a half treble, a treble, and then 4 double trebles. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so that's 3, 1 more, then a treble, then half treble, and then a double. So it's symmetrical. So there's 2 petals. So now we need to continue round and do the remaining 6 in exactly the same fashion. So we'll flatten them petals out and fold those ones over so we can see where we're going. So it's a double, a half treble, a treble, a double treble 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a treble, a half treble, and then a double. So we now have 3 completed rows of petals. So I'll do the next one in US terminology for our people who are using US terminology. So the first stitch is the single crochet, half double, a double, and then a treble 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, then a double, then a half double, and then sorry, that was a half double, then a single crochet. Okay, stitch is the same, the terminology is slightly different, that's all. Okay, so we'll continue round and get the rest of these petals done. So, double, half treble, treble, 4 double trebles, two, oh, come on Sarah, sorry I talked to myself something. 3, 4, treble, half, double. Okay, next one around, double, half, treble, 4 doubles, trebles, 1, now 7, 2, 3, and 4, treble, half, and double. 2 petals left to do, and so double, half, treble, double treble, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I'm obviously in a different time zone today, folks. Sorry about that. I will actually blame baby brain for now, as I can't use that as an excuse. But the last few days I haven't been able to remember anything. Oh, right, last petal. So we're doing a double, a half treble, a full treble, 4 double trebles, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we've got a treble, 1, a half treble, and a double. And so we've got all our petals now. So we finished with the rose, so we can snip that off. I'll move it out my way. So I'm going to finish. Now we are doing a detailed round on these petals in the cream, so I'm going to weave in as I normally would. So first of all though, I'm going to attach one petal to the other, but again we don't really want to know it's a false stitch, so I'll just weave through the back loop so it's at the back of our piece of work. Because we will be crocheting over it anyway. So, and I'll finish down at this bottom point here, I think, down here. Okay, so that's where we're at this point. So now we're going to be looking at round 9, which is where we put the detail on the edge of these petals here. So we're back with cream. I'll just make sure there's no knots. So again, I'm just going to join via the new method, so a slip stitch with the short tail as the tightening end. And we're to join in between any of the 2 petals. So it's if I can pull this apart and show you slightly, right. This is the first double in this petal here, and this here is the last double in this petal here. And where we're joining is at the top of the first double in this petal to my left. If you're left-handed, it'll be the opposite way around. But this hole here is the top of this double crochet here. So this is where we're joining. Okay, so we'll put our hook in there. And I believe we need to do a double, but I'll just check. Yes. Make sure I use the working end to crochet with and not the tail, otherwise we'll be having a frog out. So there's a double in there. And then we are to miss the next stitch and double crochet into the following stitch. And in brackets she's explaining that it's beyond the half treble. So this is the half treble here. But if we're looking at stitch anatomy, that's the double where we've got our first stitch. This is the treble, half treble post here, and that is the top of the half treble stitch. So we're actually going in to do our next stitch in the top of the treble stitch there. Okay, so we're skipping the top of the half treble and going into the full treble with one double crochet, and then we are doing 2 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and I'll just check. So that's 1 double, 2 doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need another set of doubles, do we? Am I counting right? 2, 3, 4. Like so. 1 double in the next stitch. And then we're skipping or missing this double here, which is the first double, or the last double, sorry, in this petal on the right. Then we're going into the first double of the next petal, missing one, going into the top of the treble with another double on its own, and then repeating the process again. So five stitches where we have 2 doubles in each one. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I told you my brain wasn't functioning very good at the moment. So that's 5 stitches with 2 double crochets in the top, 1 in the next stitch, skip that double into the next, skip the half treble stitch, and then a double into the top of the treble, and then we continue again. So we're putting 2 doubles into the top of the next 5 stitches. Like so. 1 double into the next stitch, missing that double crochet there, but working into the top of the next one, which is directly above your join there. And we were making the chain in round, I think it was round 7, missing the top of the half treble and going straight into the top of the treble stitch with 1 double, and then 2 doubles into the top of the next 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 double into the next stitch, missing this one and going straight into the top of the next, missing the top of the half treble and going straight into the top of the treble, and then again 5 stitches with 2 doubles in the top. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then 1 in here, skipping that double there, going into the next, skipping the top of the treble, half treble, sorry, going into the top of the treble, and just repeating the process again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, miss one into the top of the next one, missing another, and 1, just pull that back a minute. Yes, sorry, I'm just checking I was in the right place. There, in there, miss one into there, and then 5 again. 1, 2, with 2 doubles in the top. 2, 3, 4, one more, 5, miss one into the next. No, sorry, 1, then miss one and then into the next. Yeah. Is that where I've gone wrong? That's why I was getting mixed up, look. I forgot to do a one with just 1 in. So that's 2, 1, miss 1 into the next one, and 1, miss 1 into there. Right, sorry, put myself right there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, one more with 2 in, then 1, miss 1 into the top of the next, miss the next one into the top of the treble, last petal, so we need 2, into the top of each of the next 5 stitches, and 1, and then we're back to where we started. So at this point I will snip off the cream and pull that through. I will finish it by working into the first double stitch that we made, but pulling tight because it's not a stitch we want to be identified, and then I will weave in the back. Because we won't be working any further onto this piece of work here anyway. So I'll just, and then I'll weave the other end in as well. So that's where we're at now. So this is up to round 9 all complete, and the next round I will try and cover 10, 11 and 12. I don't want them to be too long, so but if I can try and keep things that are grouped together I will. So the next video will hopefully cover 10, 11 and 12, and then we get on to the last few rows where we're actually making the square. So happy hooking, folks. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll speak to you very soon.